Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Testy Tuesday on a Wednesday morning. Yep, a little bit late with it again, but here we go. Are you ready? Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying above all the chatter behind me. Before going into the promised land, this man spent practically the entire book of Deuteronomy rehearsing God's law to the people. Who was that individual? Was it Aaron? Was it Moses, or was it Joshua? Yep, they're getting ready to go into the promised land after they've been walking through the wilderness for 40 years. Now, who laid out before them the entire covenant of God, everything they had learned? Was it Aaron? Was it Moses? Was it Joshua? The correct answer is Moses. Yeah, in fact, Moses is kind of on his deathbed, so to speak, as he's doing this. So, really, folks, it's 20-some chapters worth, pushing 30. It's not really what happened. I'm sure what it was is someone compiled all these different sermons about the law that Moses had given. And, yeah, I'm sure Moses said a few things to the people, but come on, this would have taken hours and hours and hours, and someone who's about to pass away, I doubt would have been able to do this. But that's beside the point. It's telling everything now that God has told the people, his chosen people, what they need to do in order to, well, let's put it this way, stay his chosen people. All right? All the different 10 commandments and all the regulations that you see in Leviticus and Numbers and all that kind of stuff. Wow. Basically, they're all here. All one neat little package. So I invite you to sit down and start reading from the 4th chapter on of Deuteronomy. It's a lot of tough sledding, but you know what? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And for the people, let me read what our assigned lesson for this Sunday is, and you'll get the point of what I'm getting at here. Okay, we're going to start with, so now Israel, give heed to the statutes and ordinances that I am teaching you to observe, so that you may live to enter and occupy the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, is giving you. Now this is important. You must neither add anything to what I command you, nor take away anything from it, but keep the commandments of the Lord your God, with which I am charging you. And then we're going to skip down here and go to, okay. You must observe them diligently, for this will show your wisdom and discernment to the peoples who, when they hear all these statutes, will say, surely this great nation is a wise and discerning people. For what other great nation has a God so near to it as the Lord our God whenever we call to him? And what other great nation has statutes and ordinances as just as this entire law that I am setting before you today? But take care and watch yourselves closely, so as neither to forget the things that your eyes have seen, nor let them slip from your mind all the days of your life. Make them known in your children and in your children's children. All right. That's quite a responsibility laid upon these people, right? Now, there's a couple things to look at here. We as Christians consider ourselves God's chosen people. We've been grafted into the vine, as the Apostle Paul and Jesus and all the others talk about in the New Testament. Yeah, we are now part of God's chosen people. We are supposed to know what all these laws are. Do you and I know every single statute that is in the book of Deuteronomy, all those commandments? My guess would be no, we don't. We need to look at them, and it's not so much as times change and we need to be a little flexible as to what we're looking at here, because it's interesting. Even amongst the Jewish people, they have what's called the oral tradition, the oral law, and that is something that are reflections of all the rabbis through the ages who've spoken about all these commandments. And there are changes. There are they're not wholesale changes, but they adapt to the particular situation, culture, and time that the people are in. So that is important to do, but it's important to know what they are in the first place. And you can see that basically it's do this and you have a future. You have a bright future for yourself. Oh, it may not be all, roses and hunky-dory right now, but you have a future, and that future is with Yahweh, with God. So, yes, it was Moses who said all these things, but even Jesus, we'll have that coming up in our gospel lesson for this coming Sunday from the Gospel of Mark, where Jesus has to deal with people saying, hey, Jesus, your disciples don't do this, but hey, it's back there in the book. Why not? Well, there's some problems with the Pharisees approaching Jesus with that, and we'll get to that come this Friday. I'll let you know just where the Pharisees went wrong and Jesus went right. All right. Hey, get outside before it rains. It's hot, sticky, humid out here right now. Not as hot as it was yesterday, but it looks like it's going to rain any second. So God's blessings be with you, and get your morning walk in.